Every decision you make, every moment you spend, is an investment in your future. The thing is, every yes you give to something is a no to something else. And that's a hard truth to face. You only have so much time, so much energy, and so many resources. You can't give them to everything without sacrificing something important. This is where the art of saying no comes in. It's not just about turning things down. It's about protecting your time, your focus, and your well-being. It's about understanding that your time and energy are precious, and you must guard them fiercely. The ability to say no is one of the most empowering skills you can develop. It's not about being rude or shutting people out. It's about being clear about what matters most to you. If you want to focus on your goals, build your dreams, and create the life you envision, you have to start saying no to distractions, to things that don't align with your purpose, and to things that drain your energy. Every time you say yes to something that doesn't serve you, you're giving up your chance to say yes to something that could move you closer to your aspirations. Think about it. How much time do you spend on things that don't move the needle for you? How much energy do you waste on people or activities that leave you feeling drained or unfulfilled? It's easy to fall into the trap of saying yes to everything because you don't want to disappoint people or you feel obligated. But here's the thing. By saying yes to everyone and everything, you're actually disappointing yourself. You're ignoring your own needs, your own goals, and your own dreams. If you continue to say yes to every request, to every opportunity that comes your way, you'll find that your own path becomes cluttered with distractions and your focus is scattered. You'll lose sight of what truly matters to you. Saying no is a powerful act of self-respect. It's a way of setting boundaries and communicating to the world that your time and energy are not infinite, that you're serious about what you're working toward. But here's the catch. Saying no doesn't always feel easy. You might feel guilty or uncomfortable, especially if you're used to being a people pleaser. You might worry about disappointing others or coming across as selfish. But in reality, saying no is one of the most selfless things you can do. By saying no to things that don't serve you, you're making room for the things that really matter. You're saying yes to your own growth, to your own goals, and to the people who truly support and uplift you. One of the hardest things to say no to is the temptation of instant gratification. It's easy to say yes to distractions like scrolling through social media, watching another episode on Netflix, or indulging in unhealthy habits. These things feel good in the moment, but they don't get you any closer to your long-term goals. They rob you of your time and focus, leaving you with nothing but regret and the nagging feeling that you're not living up to your potential. Every time you say no to those distractions, you're making a powerful choice to invest in your future. You're choosing to spend your time and energy on things that will move you forward, not hold you back. Saying no is also about saying yes to your priorities. When you say no to something that doesn't serve your goals, you're saying yes to the things that truly matter. You're prioritizing your dreams, your health, your relationships, and your well-being. The more you practice saying no, the more you start to realize how much power you have over your own life. You can't control everything, but you can control where you spend your time and energy. And that's the most important thing. So start saying no more often. Say no to the things that drain you, to the things that keep you stuck, to the things that don't align with your vision for your life. And when you do say yes, make sure it's to something that moves you closer to your goals. Your time is precious, and by protecting it, you're setting yourself up for a future that's truly meaningful. Saying no is not about being harsh or indifferent. It's about being deliberate, focused, and committed to the life you want to create. Say no to the distractions, and yes to your greatness. Success doesn't happen in big, dramatic bursts. It happens in the quiet, consistent actions you take every single day. You might think that you'll wake up one day and everything will just click into place. But that's not how it works. Success is built on small, seemingly insignificant steps. It's the one thing you do every day, no matter how small, that adds up over time and leads to massive results. This is why taking daily action, no matter how tiny, is so incredibly powerful. There's something special about showing up, even when you don't feel like it, even when motivation is low, even when the day feels long and the results aren't immediate. The key is to keep going. You don't have to be perfect every day, but you do have to be persistent. Progress is made in those small, quiet moments when you do something, anything toward your goal. Those little steps, day in and day out, create momentum that pushes you forward, even when it feels like you're not making huge strides. The truth is, most people wait for the perfect moment to act, thinking that they need everything to be aligned, that they need to feel fully motivated, or that they need to have all the answers. But that perfect moment rarely comes. If you wait for everything to be just right, you'll be waiting forever. Instead, you have to take action, even when things aren't perfect, even when you don't have everything figured out. You have to be willing to take imperfect action. It's the willingness to show up, to do something, that makes all the difference. It's easy to get caught up in the idea of grand, life-changing actions, but the truth is, success is the result of consistent, small efforts. You don't need to make huge leaps every day. You just need to keep moving forward. If you write one page of your book every day, you'll have a book finished by the end of the year. If you take 10 minutes each day to work on your fitness, you'll see real change over time. If you commit to studying for just 30 minutes every day, you'll learn and grow in ways you never thought possible. It doesn't have to be a marathon session, just a small, steady step in the right direction. But here's where most people falter. They get discouraged by the lack of immediate results. They expect to see rapid change, and when they don't, they give up. They think that because they're not seeing the big picture right away, their efforts aren't worthwhile. But that's a mistake. Real progress takes time. It's not always visible on the surface, but it's happening. The small actions you take today are setting the foundation for your success tomorrow. So, you have to keep going, even when the results are slow. Trust that your consistent effort will pay off. The key is to build a habit of action. When you make it a daily practice, it becomes less about motivation and more about discipline. You do the work because it's part of who you are. It becomes ingrained in your routine. And when you do something long enough, you begin to see the rewards. You begin to realize that those small actions, done consistently over time, lead to real change. The beauty of daily action is that it eliminates the need for motivation to be perfect every day. Some days you'll feel inspired, and other days you'll feel tired, uninspired, or distracted. But on the days when motivation is lacking, your commitment to the process will carry you through. It's the action that matters, not the motivation. And over time, you'll build the muscle of consistency, the muscle of resilience, and the muscle of grit. So don't wait for the perfect time. Don't wait for the stars to align. Take action, no matter how small, every single day. Even on the tough days, when you feel like giving up, remind yourself that showing up is half the battle. Success is built on the foundation of consistent action, not on bursts of inspiration. And when you look back, you'll see that those small steps, taken one after the other, led to a journey of growth, achievement, and transformation. Keep moving forward. Keep showing up. The results will follow. Every night, before you close your eyes, take just 5 minutes to reflect on your day. It doesn't matter how busy you've been, how stressful things have felt, or how much you've accomplished. Those 5 minutes are an opportunity to assess, adjust, and set yourself up for success tomorrow. This is a practice that can change everything, and the power it holds lies in its simplicity. Reflecting at the end of your day is not about beating yourself up or dwelling on mistakes. It's about taking ownership, learning, and growing from what you've experienced. It's about looking at your actions with honesty, acknowledging what worked, and identifying what needs improvement. Think about it. Your day is over, and you're about to rest. Why not take a moment to review? Your reflection doesn't need to be long or complex. It can start with something simple. What went well today? What did you do that made you proud? Maybe you tackled a tough project, made progress on your goals, or had a difficult conversation but handled it well. Celebrate those wins, no matter how small. Acknowledging your victories helps keep you motivated and reminds you of the progress you're making. But reflection doesn't stop there. Once you've identified what went well, take a moment to consider what didn't. This is not about self-criticism, but about self-improvement. What could you have done differently? Did you let distractions pull you away from your focus? Did you procrastinate on something important? Did you miss an opportunity to take action? Reflecting on what didn't go as planned helps you learn. It gives you the opportunity to course correct and avoid making the same mistakes in the future. It's in these moments that true growth happens, when you recognize where you fell short and take responsibility for it. Without this, you risk repeating patterns that will keep you stuck. Now, this is important. When you reflect, don't get lost in the negative. Don't let yourself spiral into regret or frustration. Use those moments as tools for growth, not as sources of shame. Understand that failure and imperfection are part of the process. They're inevitable. What matters is how you respond. Are you learning from your missteps, or are you letting them define you? Acknowledging where you can improve doesn't mean you're not good enough. It means you're taking charge of your growth and taking responsibility for your future. After acknowledging what worked and what didn't, take the next step. Adjust. This is where the real power of reflection lies. You've identified areas where you can improve. So what will you do about it tomorrow? What specific actions can you take to make sure you do better, to make sure you're moving closer to your goals? Maybe it's setting aside time to focus, eliminating distractions, or breaking down a bigger task into smaller steps. These adjustments don't have to be huge changes. Often, it's the small tweaks, the decision to avoid your phone for the first hour of your workday or to say no to an unnecessary meeting that make the biggest difference. The point is, when you reflect and adjust, you're actively participating in your own growth. And here's the beauty of it all. When you make this practice a habit, it becomes a cycle of continuous improvement. Reflection is not a one-time thing. It's an ongoing process. Every day is a new opportunity to learn, to improve, and to get better. Each small adjustment you make compounds over time, leading to big changes. Over a week, a month, or a year, you'll look back and realize that all those little reflections and adjustments added up to something massive. You become better, stronger, more focused, and more capable. So, take those 5 minutes each night. Don't rush through them. Don't skip them. They are your chance to learn from the day that's passed, to course correct, and to start tomorrow with a sharper focus. Success doesn't happen overnight, but it does happen through consistent, small actions. And it all starts with taking the time to reflect, adjust, and keep moving forward. When you do this consistently, success isn't a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Keep going. Keep reflecting. Keep improving. The journey is long, but the more you reflect, the more powerful you become. Success isn't about perfection. It's about persistence. It's about showing up again and again, despite the setbacks, despite the failures, and despite the days when you feel like giving up. You don't need to get everything right all the time. What matters is your ability to keep moving forward, to keep trying, to keep learning, and to keep growing. The truth is, no one achieves success by being perfect. They achieve it by being relentless. The key isn't to never make mistakes. It's to learn from them and never let them stop you. We all fall short sometimes. We miss opportunities, we make poor decisions, or we simply don't live up to our own expectations. That's part of the journey. What makes the difference between those who succeed and those who don't is what happens after those failures. Do you let them define you, or do you pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep going? Success isn't about avoiding mistakes. It's about how you handle them. It's about understanding that mistakes are part of the process and using them as stepping stones, not roadblocks. When you focus on persistence rather than perfection, everything shifts. Suddenly, you're no longer paralyzed by the fear of making mistakes. You stop worrying about getting everything right the first time. You embrace the journey, knowing that each step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. It's about building momentum, one action at a time, no matter how imperfect that action might seem. Over time, you'll start to see the progress, and it won't always look like you expect. Sometimes it's a tiny shift that eventually leads to a major breakthrough. Sometimes it's a lot of small steps that add up to something big. But all of them matter. You see, success doesn't belong to the person who gets everything right from the start. It belongs to the person who never gives up. It belongs to the person who, despite the setbacks, despite the challenges, despite the hard days, keeps pushing forward. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to keep trying. The beauty of persistence is that it doesn't require perfection. It just requires effort. Every time you push through, even when it's difficult, you're one step closer to your goal. And as you keep taking those steps, something amazing happens. You start to transform. You become stronger, more capable, more resilient. It's easy to get discouraged when you're not seeing immediate results. But success isn't about instant gratification. It's about the long haul. It's about committing to your goals and staying consistent, even when the results aren't visible right away. Progress takes time, and it's often slow. But slow progress is still progress, and it's still moving you closer to your destination. The key is to trust the process, to have faith that the effort you're putting in now will pay off in the end. Think about it. The most successful people aren't the ones who avoid mistakes or achieve perfection. They're the ones who fail, learn, and keep going. They're the ones who persevere when things get tough. They understand that success is a marathon, not a sprint. It's about endurance, not speed. It's about showing up each day, no matter how you feel, and continuing to take action. So, stop focusing on getting everything perfect. Start focusing on being persistent. Take action, even when it feels hard, even when it feels like you're not making progress. Keep going. Keep learning. Keep improving. Success will come. Not because you were perfect, but because you didn't stop. You kept going when others quit. You kept pushing when things got tough. And that's what makes all the difference. Remember, success is about persistence. Keep moving forward. Even when it's hard. Even when it seems impossible. One step at a time, one day at a time, and you'll get there. Hey there. If you found this content helpful and inspiring, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. By subscribing, you're not just joining a community, you're taking the first step toward a life of growth, success, and continuous improvement. We've got plenty more valuable tips coming your way, so stay tuned and keep leveling up. Make sure to turn on notifications so you never miss out. Let's keep moving forward together.